Jakob hat umgekehrt das Ponem zu Mizrach. Yaakov turned his face to the east. Hat gesucht, de heilige Wörter und geguckt vor sich. He said the holy words and looked vor sich, I guess, in front of himself. I assume. If there's any corrections, please. No shyness is in order. Die Felsen haben geglit mit a feierdicker Schein. The stones, the craggy rocks, had glittered with a fire-like shine. Do nicht weit hat der Pastor gejodelt und das Kohl hat abgehilft mit a Bänkschaft, a Zienisch, a Nugenisch, a Stegel wie allein, der Singer, ist euch da gefangen und das Nefesh Seins lässt sich rauszureißen auf der Frei. So let's go back there. Not far from here, a shepherd yodeled, and the voice echoed with a Benkenschaft, a longing, a zienish, like a pulling, I think. Zien, I think, is to pull. A nogenish, a yearning, as if a Stegel who he alone, I'm not sure why it says Alain, who he alone, the singer, is also here a captive, like Yaakov, and his soul yearns for to rip itself and to be free.
Alain here means himself.
Himself, okay. Alain, so himself. Okay, himself. As is schwer gewesen zu glauben, als die Dosiker Melodies kommen vom Schkotzin, was Essen hint, Ketz, Feldmais und tun ob allerlei Werdigkeiten. Yeah, right. So we're getting real Bashevis stuff here. It was hard to believe that this melody came from, or that such melodies came from Shkutzim, from non-Jews, I guess you would say. Shkutzim, would that be a reasonable interpretation? Who eat dogs, cats, field mice, and do allerlei abominations, Werdigkeiten. That word comes up a lot in the text, actually, that root. De Poirim do seine noch a filu nicht gehabt. I have to get on my own page here. Der Gangen zu de Midroga von Christen. I'll go back. The peasants here had even not arrived at the stage of Christianity. Seinen noch do verblieben die Verächter von die Amaleker Getzendiger. There remained here the customs of the primitive idol worshippers, Getzendiger, the idol worshippers. Es ist gewähne Zeit, wenn Jakob hat geplant zu antworten von dannen, aber etwas ist davon nicht geworden. There was a time when Yaakov planned to leave, to escape from this place, but nothing came of this. Hat nicht gekonnt die Welt. He wasn't familiar, he didn't know the mountains. Die Wälder seien voll mit zickendicke Chayes. The woods, or the fields, is it? The Wälder? The fields were full with, I don't know that word, animals. Is it wild animals or fierce animals? Or zickendicke Chayes?
Animals that will tear you to pieces.
Ah, zickendicke. Schneeen seien ungefallen, afilu in Sommer. Snows fell even in the summer. Hat nicht gehabt kein Malbusch, kein Geld, kein Speis. He didn't have any clothing, any money, any food. The Poilim haben ihn gehit. The peasants were, gehit is like, are they watching him? Guarding him? Guarding him. Hat nicht getot gehen in Dorf, niederige wie bin zum Brickel. He was not allowed to go to the village lower than to the brickle. Now I know a brick. My mother lived unter Brick in Chmielnicki, so that was the bridge, the footbridge, the footbridge, the brickle. The brick is the bridge. So he wasn't allowed to go under the bridge. It was a certain landmark. Yeah, correct?
Yes. Correct.
De Poilen haben gehabt abgemacht, als wär es wett ihm der Sein auf jener Seite Brickel, soll ihm gleich der Hargenen. The peasants had decided that anybody who saw him on the other side of the footbridge would kill him. Sei wie haben Teil Poilim geteinet, als man darf ihn umbringen. Sei wie, like, in any case, enough of, or some of the peasants had like claimed or demanded that they should kill him, that they should murder him. Kon sein a Kishuf machen oder a Koltenflechter. He could be a Kishuf macher, like a magician. You know, there's that story, the Kishuf macher. Or I don't know what a Koltenflechter is.
A colton is the matted hair, typically of a horse or an elflock, and a flechten is to weave. So someone who works magic by putting knots in the hair of animals.
Okay. So some kind of magical, he could have some magical powers, like a Kishuf macher. Aber Zagayek, that's a proper noun, dem Kommissar, was hat bautreten dem Poritz, hat geheißen, man soll dem Fremden losen leben. But in spite of the peasants feeling that he should be murdered because he was potentially a sort of wicked magician, Zagayek, the certain name, the commissar, who represented the Poritz, he had ruled that they should let the strange one live. Hat jeden Tag eingerissen mehr Futter für die Behemoths, wie für jeder andere Pastor. He, that is to say Yaakov, hat he every day pulled out more footer, that's some grasses or fodder for the behemoths, for the animals, more than any of the other shepherds. Die Kie seien geworden bei ihm fett. The cows under his care became fat. He gave it a soft milk, gave a lot of milk. Geboren gesunde Kälber, gave birth to healthy calves. Wie lang is hot nicht ausgebrochen in Dorf kein Hunger, kein Sucht oder a Schreifel, hat man dem Jid gelost gemacht. So as long as there didn't break out in the village any hunger or kein Zucht. I don't know what a Zucht is.
That's illness.
Oh, an illness. Kein Zucht. Or a fire. They should let the Yid, the Jew, continue to live. Okay, I think that's my 15 minutes. So now it's Chaim.
Yeah, thanks. So I continue. Yankov hat sich geeilt mit den Davenen, weil man hat gedarft die Kie ausmelken. Yaakov hurried with his prayers because one had to milk the cows. Hat sich bald umgekehrt in Stall. He returned to the stable very soon. Hat reingetan in der Korite zwischen dem Groß und dem zerhackten Streu Sticker Brikev, was hat zugegräht noch Nächten. He put in the trough, is it English word? Between the grass, the cut, gehackt straw, pieces probably, pieces of, is it beetroot or brick of?
A turnip.
Turnip.
Or rutabaga.
That he prepared already previous day. Es hat sich da gefunden Melkscheffel und große erdene Tepp, wo seinen gestanden auf Polizei. There were also milk, how do you call it? Milk dishes, like small flat.
Just a milk pail, I would say.
Pail, okay, maybe pail. Milk pail with big earthly, no, made from earth or from tops that pots that stood on the floor.
Wanda, on the shelf.
Policy, sorry. Policy. Shame on you, it's a Russian word. Policy.
Mm-hmm. It is in Russian.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
In Russian, it's polka.
Mm-hmm.
Policy. Wanda fleckt kommen nachher jeden Vernacht mit Essen verjankoven und mit 2 Krugen für der Milch. Wanda, it's a woman probably, used to come here every evening with eating with some food for Yakov and with two like bottles of milk, something like that, two vessels of milk.
For the milk. She's going to get the milk.
To get the milk, sorry.
Yeah.
Not of, yes, for the milk, yes. Es hat sich da gefunden in Stall Putterfass zu stoßen Putter. There was also here in the same stable what is this kind of press to make
in English it's a churn.
Churn, okay. Churn, yes, I remember churn button. Yeah. Yankov had gemolken die Kie und zugebrummt Josefover Nigen. Yankov milked the cows and he kind of murmured local tone, local music. Like Joseph is a town name, isn't it?
I think that's the town that he was taken from. We were told earlier. That's where he came. That's where he was. Yeah, that was his shtetl, his place.
Kind of music from his childhood or something from his place. Okay.
And nigun is it has a very specific. It's a religious melody. And nigun is a religious melody.
Not any melody, specifically religious. Okay. Die Sonne hat geklettert über die Berg. Sie begossen mit Ginkgold. So the sun was setting over the mountains, and they were kind of
I think rising over the mountains. This is early morning, I think.
But she was coming jeden Nacht.
That's true.
No. But this, it's two different times. He's still in that morning. We've still just met Yaakov in the morning hour. I think it's correct that he's still thinking. He says Wanda comes every night. I mean, he's describing what she does.
But he's still sitting alone.
But he's still in the morning milking the cows, and so the sun is rising.
Okay. So the sun was rising over the mountains, climbed up over the mountains, and they were colored with some gold.
Yeah, the sun here's the subject. Die Sonne hat sie begossen mit Gingold.
Yes.
The sun poured true gold over the mountains. It's the beauty of the sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, can I just ask a question about the word gingold? Just since it's gin is a prefix meaning true, meaning, or it's just an expression gingold.
I don't think it's productive. I think it's only in this expression, pure gold or spun gold.
Die Knäulen Neplen seinen Zigangen. So the fog went away, dissipated, kind of probably from the mountains. Durch der offener Tier haben reingeblasen die drosendike Räuches. So the winds from outside flew in through the door. Yes.
This is reiches, not ruches. Reiches, the odors, the
Reiches.
smells.
Smells. Reiches.
Mhm.
Yankov is geboren als Mevin auf Pflanzen, als hat schmeckt jedes Blimmel, jedes Gräsel. Yakov has become such a specialist of plants that he kind of felt each flower, each little flower, each little grass.
He recognized the smell of
Der
each.
schmeckt. Ja, der schmeckt. Hat tief angeatmet. He inhaled deeply. Jeder Sonnenaufgang in die Berg is wie ein Nest. Each time when the sun rises is like a miracle. Man hat wahrscheinlich gesehen Gottes Hand zwischen die feierliche Wolkens. So it was clearly seen the hand of God among the fire-like clouds, like flaming clouds. Gott hat gehabt gestraft sein aus der Welt Volk verborgen davon sein Ponem, aber hat weitergeführt die Welt, gehalten dem Zusag, was hat gegeben noch ein Mabel beim Aufhängen dem Regenbogen. Sehen und so schönem, no, das Problem sehen.
Sehen und Schnitt.
Und Schnitt.
Und Schnitt.
It is Zayin. Yeah, Zayin is sowing of seed.
Sehen und Schnitt. Schnitt. Okay, Sehen und Schnitt. Now I understand. Sehen und Schnitt. Kälte und Hitze, Sommer und Winter, Tag und Nacht wollen nicht aufhören. Okay. God punished his was der Welt
Am Segula. Am Segula. The chosen people.
Is it chosen? Or is the
Yes, chosen people.
Okay, chosen folk, chosen people turned or hid away from them his face, but he went on with fulfilling his being true to his word. He kept his promise that he gave after the flood by hanging up the rainbow to sow and harvest cold and hot, summer and winter, day and night will never stop.
Well, can I just ask a question about the word "ois der Welt" folk? I would have somehow expected Bashevis to use the word "am segula" rather than that, but they're interchangeable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess someone else needs to continue because I have to go.
So I guess Itzik is next.
Okay, ich bin bereit zu lernen, aber vorzulehnen, aber überzuteitschen. Ich habe nicht gehabt Zeit, suchen alle unbekannte Wörter in Wörterbuch. Soll ich lernen und teitschen, wo ich kann?
Gut, wir können
Ja.
helfen.
Okay. Einen ganzen Tag hat Yankov herumgeklettert auf dem Berg. All day Yankov umgeklettert. What's that?
Klettern is to climb, so he climbed about.
On the hill, on the mountain. Hat ungeflickt auf volle Flachte Großen, sie wegzutragen in Stall, sich umgekehrt zu die Woldeke abhangen. Die ungeflickt. What's ungeflickt?
Here it's to pick, it's grasses, and so he's picking grass for the animals.
To carry it in the stall. Umgekehrt, turn to the Woldeke ophangen. Woldeke, wooded, ophangen, I don't recognize. Ophangen? Was ist das?
Cliffs.
Ophangen.
Cliffs.
A
mountain.
Say it again.
Yeah, the cliffs. He's in a rocky cliffy place. So there are hills, there are cliffs, and the cliffs are covered with forest. So he went to the valleys to collect grass, but then he came back to the wooded cliffs.
Oh, okay. Ophangen, like hungen, to hang. So
That's right.
that corresponds to cliff, right. In die ersten Zeiten haben die Pasticher ihm oft geschlagen, aber Yankov hat sich ausgelernt zurückschlagen. At first, the shepherds often struck him, but Yankov learned to hit them back. Hat getrogen mit sich a dembene Polke. He carried along a dembene Polke. What's that?
Demb is oak. It's kind of tree.
I
don't know polka. Some sort of a stick, I assume.
A club.
Right.
A club? Okay.
Something to defend himself with. Hat gekonnt klettern auf die Felsen flink wie a Malpe. He was able to klettern auf die Felsen What is a fells?
Fells is the cliff again. It's
The
the cliff
cliff.
face.
Oh, he could move around the cliffs as easily as a monkey. Geworden geniet wassere großen und kleitig zu seinen günstig für die Kie und wussere steigen nicht. Ist geworden geniet. How would you translate is geworden geniet?
He became fähig. He became experienced.
Experienced.
Okay. He became experienced which types of grass were suitable for the cows and which were not suitable. Gekonnte alles, was is dog nötig. He recognized everything that was appropriate. Unzünden a fire, durch reiben a Zweigel auf a Steen, lighting a fire by striking on a stone, melken de behemoths, milking the animals, opnemen a kalb,
to assist in birthing a calf.
Right, that's what I couldn't think of the words. Für sich hat ungeklebt schwommen. For himself, he gathered mushrooms, rote Berlach, red berries, schwarze Berlach, blackberries, and wus nur die Erde hat gegeben, and everything that the earth provided. Wanda, Jan Bjik's Tochter, hat ihm jeden Vernacht gebracht al Lachma, don't know that word, schwarze Brot, full mit
Lachma,
kleinen,
that's just the Aramaic for lechem, which means bread.
Oh, bread, okay. Wanda, John Bjik's daughter, every evening brought him black bread full of klein und teelmo euch killerable, a meer, a Sibylle, oder Gur an Appelzia Barne von Sod. So she brought him the bread full mit Klein. What's
Chaff.
that? Klein.
Chaff.
Chaff.
Bran, if you want.
And
Healthy bread. Healthy
bran,
bread.
right.
Well, in
Healthy
those days,
bread.
but in those days, that's very poor bread.
Yeah, but today we pay a lot of money for it.
And occasionally a kileribble.
Kohlrabi.
What's that?
Kohlrabi.
Oh, kohlrabi, a carrot, an onion, and even an apple, or a barne von sod. Barne, that's not a pear, is it?
It's a pear, yes.
A pear. Von sod. What's that von sod?
Sod is an orchard.
Oh, from the orchard. An apple or a pear from the orchard. In Unheb hat die Bjikige geprüft einreden Yankov, also versuchen bei ihr Kasche mit Chaserschmalz. At the beginning, Bjizik's daughter tried
I think it's his wife.
to talk.
Yeah.
That form almost always means the wife of. The wife of Bjizik.
Bjizika, right.
Bzhiz.
Excuse me, the
Right.
form is the yud. What is the form?
Well,
Is
the
the
eche ending.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah. So bzhik
Oh,
eche.
oh,
So
okay.
bzhik's wife.
Right. Tried to talk Yankov into tasting her kasha with lard. Jan Bjik hat in Ashpas im gestupten dem Kelbas in Moilerein. John laughingly stuffed a kielbasa in his mouth. Aber Yankov is geblieben eingesperrt, but Yankov remained
Stubborn.
Stubborn, right. Hat nicht gegessen kein Trefes. He didn't eat treif. Shabbos is nicht wegreißen kein Groß. Shabbos is nicht wegreißen kein Groß, nor ungegräht Pascha for the Behemoths in der Wochen. On Shabbos, he wouldn't tear grass, but prepared something for the animals, but prepared during the week, but not on Shabbos.
Yeah, pasha is fodder or forage.
Okay. Noch a while, haben die Goyim im gelost zeru. After a while, the Goyim left him alone. Aber die Schickses, was nächtigen in die Stallen, und jene, was Paschen schaff, haben ihm gereizt bis heinz zu Tag. But the Schickses that spend the night in the stalls, and those that tended sheep, gereizt.
Teased.
What's that?
They teased him.
Teased him from day to day.
No,
Today,
until today.
Until today, Heinz zu Tag. Sie sei gefallen sein heuche Gestalt. His
His tall posture.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of that.
Bearing, his tall bearing.
Yes.
Bearing appealed to them. Sie seien gekommen zu ihm in Stall, reden, lachen und sich aufgeführt nicht schöner von den Behemoths. They came to him in the stall to talk, laugh, and carried on no better than the animals. Sie haben neben ihm
Mashten
gewähnt. Don't know that.
Mashten
What's
sein
that?
is to urinate.
Sie haben neben ihm Mashten gewähnt in getun sehr Baderfinish. They did whatever they needed.
Well, that's a
him.
euphemism for to defecate.
Ah,
Literally to do what they
weren't
needed.
too shy.
Yeah.
Sie haben untergehäuben die Kleider. Sie weisen, als Mick hat sie gebissen in der Knie. Und they lifted their clothing to show that a mick, something bit them in the knee. What's a mick? A flea, maybe?
Yeah, usually it's
Not a
mook.
flea.
And a mook is a gnat
Mook.
or a mosquito.
Okay. Bitte me in the knee. In Schenkel oder Gur in der Hift. Schenkel. A shank is an in. Must be another meaning here. What's a schenkel? Schenkel.
I think that's the English word shank, the upper thigh.
Shank,
So
yeah.
they're lifting their dresses in a
shank.
way that they're lifting their dresses in a way that he considers very inappropriate, showing their knee, even
Right.
their calf, or even all the way up to their hip.
Oh, the hift, and right, showing their shank up to their hip. Sie haben gerät zu ihm offene Wörter. They spoke to him openly. Komm und lieg mit mir. Come and sleep with me. Aber Yankov hat sich gemacht taub und blind. But Yankov pretended he was deaf and blind. Chutz dem harber avera von Zonas.
Znus.
Harber von Znus. Translate for me, please.
Okay.
That phrase.
Yeah, not even thinking of the awful avera, misdeed, sin, very good, of prostitution, znus.
Oh, yes. Seinen die Dozike and the caves umrein. These very women were impure. Mit umgeziffer in the Malbushim, with something in their clothing. What's umgeziffer? Umgeziffer.
Vermin.
Vermin.
Vermin. Yeah.
Mit Koltenes in die Horde. Und oft mit Beilen und Kretz in der Haut. Knits in their hair and Beilen. And boils and Kretz in their skin. Kretz, something that makes you scratch.
A rash.
They're
A
rash.
Yeah, scabies or plague, leprosy. It can be all of those.
They're all a very
Right.
attractive picture.
Yes. Can't wait to see them.
Right.
Sie haben gegessen gepegerte Fegel. They ate birds, dead birds, und die Schrotzen, was haben sich gewidmet in der Erde. What is Schrotzen?
Creepy
If I'm
crawlies.
pronouncing
It can
it
be
right.
reptiles, it can be insects.
Okay.
Creeping things
That creepy things
that swarmed
that
in the ground.
in the ground. Teil haben nicht gekonnt reden, wie sie gehört zu sein, das polnische Loschen. Few of them could speak properly the Polish language, nor gebrummt wie die Chayes, but murmured like animals, gemacht Zeichens mit die Hand, made signs with their hands, gelacht and geheult wie Mischige, laughed and carried on like crazy people.
Okay, maybe that's a 50. That's maybe a bit of 15 minutes. Maybe someone else should get a chance. You're doing great. It's
okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Janke, if you want to go next.
Okay. Das Dorf hat gehad a Sach Krippeln. Kinder mit Wasserkipp, meislich auf ein Leib. So the village had many invalids, children with Wasserkipp.
Hydrocephaly.
Okay, hydrocephaly.
An exact
Measles,
translation.
yeah,
Quite a
measles.
translation, Wasserkipper.
Measles on their bodies. Wie euch stumme, Fallike und Säune, was haben zu 6 Finger. Some were dumb, and I think Fallike is perhaps they had epilepsy.
Exactly.
And some of them who had 6 fingers. Man hat die Keilikes aufgeschickt auf den Berg zusammen mit die Bashevis. Und sie seien geworden verwildert. So they sent these crippled people up into the mountains together with the cattle, and they became wild. Schorim und Nekevas haben sich geporrt vor allem in die Augen. The males and the females
Find a polite way to say this. How about
Yeah, right.
pair it up?
Paired up.
Okay.
Had a great time.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Okay.
I mean, why does Bashevis have to tell us all this?
Because this is Bashevis.
I know. It's hard to
Yeah.
take.
Okay, so they paired up in front of everybody, in front of, in the presence of everybody. Die Meuden seien geworden trogedick, gar, weil sie haben ganze
Nor.
die Meuden seien geworden trogedick, nur weil sie haben ganze Tag geklettert über die Felsen und geschleppt die schwere Päck. So the young women, the young girls, became pregnant, not because they clambered,
but I think it is. But because they were
only because,
only because they clambered over the rocks, and they dragged heavy parcels. Haben Srov gemappelt. Because they clambered over the rocks and carried heavy parcels, most of them miscarried.
Right. You really need a comma before that nor. But yes.
Ja. Es hat sich da nicht aufgehalten, kein Hebamm. Und die Gewinnerins haben allein übergeschnitten die Noppelschnur. There were no midwives around, and the birthing women cut the umbilical cord themselves. Wenn das Eufele ist gestorben, hat man es umgeteuft begraben in a Gribbel oder reingeworfen in Bergstrom. So when this
I would say if.
Mhm.
If
okay, if the child died, what man is
umgetauft is
umgeschwört.
umgetauft means unbaptized.
Okay. Unbaptized, they buried it in a little
A pit.
pit, or they threw it into the mountain stream. Nicht selten hat Kimpetoren bekommen a Blutsturz. So quite frequently, or not seldom, not often, not seldom, the birthing woman, she got a hemorrhage und is opgenommen mit Blut, opgegangen mit Blut, and she died from loss of blood.
Yes.
Ob Emmets is a filler a rob in toll brengen Jobakken dos Galachel soll sagen mit sei starbendike Vidui und ihr geben die letzte Salbung, hat man ihm nicht gekonnt Ruf kriegen nachher, weil erstens hat Jobak gehunken auf a Fuß, zweitens ist allemal gewinn schicker.
Wow.
So if good. If someone went down into the valley to bring Jobak, the little priest, that he should say the dying confession with them, and to give her the last rites.
That's the extreme unction here. Salbung, unction.
Well, isn't it the same thing?
Yeah, I guess. It just, I'm giving you the Catholic official term.
Okay, well, das weiß ich nicht.
Extreme unction, yeah.
Okay, extreme action. They couldn't bring him to the place because, firstly, Jobak limped on one foot, and secondly, he was always drunk. Nu, aber in Vergleich mit die dosige Praim hat Jan Bjiks ältere Tochter Wanda, die Amona, ausgeguckt wie a Stottischer. So, in comparison with these savage women, the Jan Bjik's daughter, older daughter, Wanda, the widow, she seemed like a townswoman. Sie hat getragen a Kleid, a Bluse, a Fartig, a Koptichel. She wore a dress, a blouse, an apron, and a headscarf. Sie hat geredet a Sprach, was man hat verstanden. She spoke language that one could understand. Der Mann ihrer, Stach, is gehat umgekommen in a Blitz. Her husband, whose name was Stach, died in a lightning strike. Die Jungen und die Almens im Dorf haben sich zu ihr geschart, aber sie hat allemen abgestoßen. The young men and the widowers tried to approach her, but she rejected all of them. Wanda is alt gewesen 25 Jahre. Wanda was 25 years old. Sie ist gewesen hecher von die anderen, mit blonder Haar, blaue Augen, a heller Haut, zierliche Glieder. She was taller than the other women, with blonde hair, blue eyes, and a clear skin, and elegant limbs. Die Haar hat sie verflochten in dicke Zepp und herumgenommen, Kopf wie ein Kranz. She plaited her thick hair in braids, which she wound around her head like a wreath. Wenn sie hat geschmeichelt, haben sich bewiesen in die Backen geen grieblich. When she smiled, there appeared on her cheeks dimples. Dimples appeared on her cheeks.
She's got it all.
Ja. Zehn hat sie gehabt, so eine starke, als sie hat gekonnt mit sei die hartste Kern. Sie hat geknackt mit sei die hartste Kern. She had teeth that were so strong that she could crack with them the hardest nuts.
I think so. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe we should give Michael a chance now.
Okay.
Just about the letzte Salbung. Salb is an ointment. Do the Catholics actually, in the last rites, is there some place for ointment on the body? It's a question.
Yes, I believe so, because I believe that's, after all, the word unction means it's like
Creamy.
yeah, it's anointing.
Yeah.
So unction is
Anointing.
anointing.
Okay.
And the oil or the salve is called the unction, and so it's an act of anointing a dying person.
That makes sense. So sorry, I've lost the place.
The line starting starke,
All right.
and then in the middle anoz. Sixth line down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay. Anos hat sie gehabt a gleiche. She had a straight nose, a kin, a schmollen, a small chin.
Narrow.
Sorry?
Small is narrow.
Narrow. Okay, thank you. Die Finger von die Füßleinen gewesen gleich. Her toes were even. um, um, onamum, without any scars. Man hat sie gerufen in Dorf mit zugenommen. In the village, she had a nickname, die Panienka, probably the gentle lady, I assume. Wanda hat gehabt einen Namen von einer Ver, Ver, Verta, Verta, Vertanis in Nayan, that she had a reputation of being a good sewer, stricken, knitting, cooking und erzählen Geschichtes and telling stories, was die Hor haben sich gestellt von dem Capoeir that made your hair stand up. Jakob hat wohl gewusst, dem Dien, als Tor mit ihr nicht verbringen. Jacob knew well the rule that he may not spend time with her. Aber wenn nicht Wanda, but if not for Wanda, wollte vergessen, als hat erzählt, he would have forgotten that he had a tongue in his mouth. Trotzdem hat sie ihm geholfen, abhitten Jiddischkeit. Aside from that, she helped him to maintain his Jiddischkeit. Wenn der Vater hat geheißen, Jakob machen Feier in Shabbos, for example, when the father demanded that Jacob should make a fire on Saturday, hat sie Wanda sich gefedert. She got up early und allein ungezündet das Skin, and she herself then set fire to the kindling, oder zugelegt scheitlich Holz in Oven, or added scheitlich Holz, logs in the oven. Sie hat ihm gebracht, ohne dem Wissen von den Eltern, gerechene Kasche, without the knowledge of her parents. She brought him barley porridge, honey, Obst von Sort, fruit from the orchard, und Ugerke von Garten, and cucumbers from the garden. Einmal, wenn Jakob hat sich ausgelenkt auf Fuß, once when Jakob
Sprained his ankle.
sprained a foot, und das Knekht is ihm geworden geschwollen, and the joint became swollen, hat Wanda ihm zugelegt Salben. Wanda put ointments on and Unsirika reingesetzt dem Bein in Glied, and put the bone back into the joint. Ein andermal, wenn hat gekrochen, a Biss von a Schlang in Orem. Another time when a snake bit him on the arm, hat Wanda hereingenommen sein Fleisch in ihr Maul und ausgesäugt dem Gift. She took his flesh into her mouth and sucked out the poison. Sie hat aufgestellt Piafkas. She would also do leeches. Die Dosika Wanda hat him erhalten beim Leben. The same Wanda kept him alive. For, nevertheless, Jacob hat benommen as his als Meister Yetzer Hara. Nevertheless, Jacob assumed that it was all from the devil. Warum hat gebankt noch ihrer ganzen Tag? Because he banked to...
He yearned for her.
He yearned for her, thank you, a whole day. We nicht gekonnt beikommen, die Bankschaft, and he couldn't circumvent the yearning. Also wie es hat sich gestellt, der Frühmorgen hat genommen, zählen die schon, wenn sie wird schein kommen zu ihm. As soon as morning came, he started counting the hours when she would again come to him. Jacob hat sich gemacht als Unsäger. He made himself a sundial auf a Stein, on a stone. Und hat oft geguckt, zu der Schotten von dem Weiser hat sich übergeruckt, to see if the shadow of the pointer had moved. Telmol, wenn sie es geworden als Schlagsregen oder Wolkenbruch, und Wanda hat nicht gekonnt kommen zu ihm, vor Nacht ist Jakob herumgegangen, betriebter. Sometimes when there was a sudden downpouring or a cloud break, and Wanda was not able to come to him in the evening, Jacob went around as someone tormented. Hat gebeten, Gott, soll ihm beschirmen von die schlechten Gedanken. He asked God to protect him from the bad thoughts. Aber sie haben sich umgekehrt, aber einmal und wieder einmal, but they came back to him again and again. Wie hat gekonnt halten, rein die Machshova, als hat nicht gelebt, kein Tefillin? How could he keep his thoughts pure when he hasn't put on tefillin, nicht getrogen, kein tzitzit, he wasn't wearing any tzitzit, viele nicht gehitten Jontov, wie es bedarf zu sein, wasn't even able to take God, or there's a better word than God.
To observe.
To observe, thank you. Observe Yontov as one should, because he didn't have any Jewish calendar. Hat Makadesh gewähnt, dem Chodesh Leut dem Monat von der Levona. He benched Rosh Chodesh according to when the moon was born again, appeared again. Das vierte Jahr hat getoppelt dem Chodesh Adar. The fourth year, he doubled the month of Adar, aber hat Avada gehabt, Artos in Chesem. But he did probably, or definitely, had a mistake in his calculations. Der heintiger Tag ist gewesen a warmer und a langer. Today was warm and long. Leut Jacob's Rechnung, according to his calculations. Der vierte Tag in Tammuz, the fourth day of Tammuz, hat ungepflegt Sackgras und Blätter. He pulled up a lot of grass and leaves. Hat gedacht, he prayed, gelernt sein Shiur. He learned his lesson, die eigene Prakim Mishnayos und Blätter Gemorra, was hat übergechazert, Tag ein, Tag aus, the same chapters of the Mishnah and the pages of the Gemorra that he repeated daily. Hat gesagt, Tilim, he said the Psalms, und auch auf Ivretitsch zu neu gestellt, an eigene Trina. He said the Psalms, and on his own Yiddish, he put together his own womanly prayer, Trina. Is there a better translation?
Yes. How about supplication?
Supplication, thank you. I just know it as a women's prayer.
It typically is, yes.
Gebeten beim Obersten, soll ihm auslesen von Gefangenschaft. He asked the good Lord that he should redeem him from his captivity. Im Umkehren zur Jüdischkeit, return him to Judaism. Hat euch gesungen Nikunim, was hat gedenkt von Josephat Foss. And he also sang melodies that he remembered from Josephus. Lecha Dodi, one of Come My Bride, Kol Kadesh, I don't know that one, Yari Bon Olam. They're different prayers, but I'm sure that Raphael can tell them.
Well, these are different Zmiris. Well, the Chadodi is from the Kabbalah Shabbos, Kol Kadesh, and Yaribun are from Zmiris after a meal.
Yari Bon, okay, I vaguely remember that. But
I can give you 3 melodies for it, but some other
what
time.
about Kol Kadesh?
Yeah, Kol Kadesh Shavi'i. It's another one of the Zmiris.
Yeah, that one I didn't recognize. Hat gegessen a Pannitzbräut. He ate a slice of bread. Was ist ihm geblieben von Nächten that remained from yesterday? Und sich aufgekocht auf die Steine in Stahl a Teppel Gräupen. And on the stones in the stall, he cooked up a pot of grits. Noch ein Menschen ist ihm verfallen am Mittag after the blessing after meals. He became tired when hat sich weggelegt in draußen unter Bäumen, and he lay himself down outside under a tree. Jacob hat gemusst halten a Hund. Jacob had to keep a dog. Die Hint haben beschützt die Behemoths. The dogs guarded the cattle when euch die Pastucher von wilde bestias, and also the shepherds from wild beasts. In Onheib hat Jakob nicht gern gehabt dem schwarzen Kalef, wie die Schafe saying. Initially, Jacob did not like the black dog with the sharp teeth, und mit der spitziger Morde and with the pointed snout. Hat nicht gelitten, nicht sein Willen und nicht sein Lecken. He found it difficult to tolerate his barking and his licking him.
Seinen denn. Okay. Seinen denn nicht ihre Scheim geglichen sind, are not, after all, evil people equated with dogs? Yaakov hat gedenkt, was die Gemara sagt wegen Hint. Yaakov was remembering what the Gemara says about dogs. Und wie soll der Ari und andere Mekubolim vergleichen die Hint zu die Klippes. And also how both, this is Luria, known as the Ari, and other Mekubolim, mystics, equate dogs with the klippos, the unholy coverings over the holiness of the world. Aber mit der Zeit hat Yaakov angeheuben sich zu gewöhnen zu dem Caliph. But after some time, Yaakov began to get used to the dog. Hat ihm a viele gegebene Namen. He even gave it a name, Bilam from the Bible. Bilam hat Yaakov in der Reis gewissen Getreischaft. Bilam showed fidelity to Yaakov. When Yaakov hat sich ausgestreckt unter dem Baum, when Yaakov was stretched out under a tree, hat Bilam sich weggesetzt. Bilam sat down, ausgezogen die Lapis, spread forth his paws, über ihm gewacht, and watched over him.